Hey Miami Lakers, welcome to our daily COVID-19 update. I'm joined by my colleague, Councilman Collazo, our town manager, Ed Pidermann, and we're coming back to you as we promise every single day of the week with a live video where you get to answer questions and we interact with our residents here in Miami Lakes, and you guys are up to date with all the information that you need to know. But as part of that discussion and our promise to bring different topics to talk to you all, we have Councilman Collazo here today because today is the beginning of a vigorous discussion here locally in our community about mental health, a discussion that needs to happen, and we're going to delve into that. And there's a game plan that Councilman Collazo is going to incorporate into these Facebook Lives going forward. We're going to do our daily update right now en inglés y en español, que estoy aquí con el colega mío, concejal Luis Collazo, y con nuestro administrador Ed Pidermann, y hoy vamos a hablar de varias cosas y uno de ellos va a ser la salud mental de nuestra comunidad. Vamos a empezar la discusión esa aquí en Miami Lakes. Vamos a empezar primero con el update del día de nuestro administrador, entonces vamos a darlo a concejal Collazo, que va a hablar del game plan, de las discusiones del mental health, de la salud mental en nuestra comunidad. Nuestro administrador, bienvenido.
Gracias, alcalde. I just wanted to start off with the way I normally do, which is talking about the number of cases. This morning's report from the state of Florida indicated that there are 37 confirmed cases in the town. That's only an increase of 2 from yesterday. It's the normal trend that we've been seeing, 1 to 2 a day. From the previous data yesterday, we actually had 0, which was encouraging. So over the last couple of days, our average is only 1 a day, which is a great number. And again, that's a tribute to all the hard work that our residents are putting in with adhering to the medical guidance. So the only other thing I wanted to mention before I turn it over to Councilmember Collazo is I wanted to remind everybody, you're going to be seeing more of this. I think we mentioned it yesterday. There's going to be some food distribution this coming Friday as well as next Friday. The one this coming Friday is hosted or sponsored by Commissioner Stephen Bovo, and who's our county commissioner, and it's going to take place at Royal Oaks Park at 10 a.m. I'm advising everybody and just giving the heads up to everybody, do not line up for hours and hours ahead of time, because the police officers will not let you be lined up and blocking 87th Avenue. So please wait till about 8:30 or 9 o'clock, and then the flow of cars will start coming into Royal Oaks Park. The same thing will happen Friday the 24th. Friday the 24th, Feeding South Florida through Councilmember Collazo.
The entire council.
Yeah, they were having a second food distribution event on the 24th of April, and it'll be essentially logistically almost identical. It'll start at 10 in the morning, and it'll be in the same location at Royal Oaks Park.
So, el administrador habló, ¿cuántos casos hay aquí en nuestra comunidad?
Sí, gracias, alcalde. Quiero avisar que hay 37 casos confirmados. El estado de la Florida nos da un reporte 2 veces al día, uno a las 10 de la mañana y otro a las 5 de la tarde. El reporte de las 10 de la mañana de hoy indica que hay 37 casos positivos aquí en Miami Lakes. Solamente un aumento de 2 casos de ayer, que ha sido el promedio, 1 a 2 aumentos diarios. Eso es un número bueno comparado con otras ciudades, y eso es basado debido al esfuerzo de ustedes, los residentes, que se han manteniendo, lavándose las manos, manteniendo su distancia y cubriéndose la cara.
Gracias, administrador. In Miami Lakers, right now we're going to pass it over to Councilman Collazo as we begin that discussion on mental health and what the game plan is going forward. So please start submitting your questions. We'll get to them once we're done with the update. Councilman Collazo.
Thank you, Mayor. And as the Mayor mentioned, we're committing now to the entire community to start talking about mental health issues as it relates to what we're experiencing. And really, what we're all experiencing together is something that is unprecedented. So just as we're taking care of our bodies and making sure that we're healthy and physically okay, the other thing that we need to worry about is our mental health. And during these times of anxiety, during these times of stress, what we're all experiencing at this time is something that we've never experienced before. So we're going to start taking measures at least once a week to have different mental health professionals talking about the different services that we're reaching out to our community about. Tomorrow, starting tomorrow, we're going to have a clinician that's featured here in the town of Miami Lakes that's offering free telehealth services. She's offering this service available to anybody in the community, and anybody can call in, and she's willing to help them through any type of crisis. Like I said, anxiety, it's perfectly normal. Depression is perfectly normal. These are feelings that we're all going through because what we're experiencing is an unprecedented event, and we need guidance and we need help. So clinicians will be here available for you, and they'll be reaching out in the community and offering those services to you. And we're not just talking about adults, but also for children and also for people with disabilities, making sure that their mental health, while we're going through this crisis, is at the forefront. Gracias, alcalde. Mi nombre es Luis Collazo, uno de los concejales. Estoy aquí hablando hoy de la salud mental y de la presión, la ansiedad, la depresión, todos estos síntomas que estamos ahora enfrentando con esta crisis. Es perfectamente normal. Esto es algo que nunca se ha presentado en la historia, y lo que tenemos es que estar aquí de apoyo para todos los miembros de la comunidad. Lo que vamos a hacer de ahora adelante, por lo menos una vez a la semana, estar presentando diferentes métodos y diferentes personas que son especialistas en la salud mental, que van a ayudar a las personas en la comunidad, no solamente los adultos, pero los niños y las personas con discapacidad, y los esfuerzos nosotros se van a concentrar en cómo nosotros podemos beneficiar a esas personas en este tiempo de crisis. Esta comunidad está aquí para servir al pueblo y nosotros queremos ser parte de la solución. Entonces, muchas gracias, Miami Lakers, y ahora vamos a estar presentes para cualquier pregunta que tienen.
Thank you, Councilman Collazo, and Councilman Collazo's leading that vigorous discussion on mental health here in our community, and he hit it on the head, especially now with so much anxiety, with so much fear out there. You know, some folks are getting depressed, and like he said, that's normal. There are people out here to help. So thank you, Councilman Collazo, and going forward, you're going to have somebody on here always willing and able to help. So thank you very much for leading that effort. Miami Lakers, start submitting your questions. We're going to start answering those right now. Is 33015 under curfew? 33015 is not under curfew right now. That is part of, I think the majority of it is in unincorporated Miami-Dade County, which is not under curfew. Mr. Manager, if you want to delve more into that.
Yeah, the curfew is not based on zip code, because all of the zip codes in the town of Miami Lakes overlap with other places. Some of it unincorporated Dade County, some of it into the city of Hialeah, some of it in the city of Hialeah Gardens. So what you have to look at is the municipal boundaries of Miami Lakes, which goes on the south is the Gratney, on the north is 170th Street, on the east is Red Road, and on the west is I-75. So if you fall within those boundaries, that's where the curfew is taking place.
And I also wanted to thank Ana Andrade, a local resident who really brought up this discussion. She, right before we did the video, she talked to Councilman Collazo in depth about some other stuff that she had heard throughout the community. So that's why he's out here. That's why he wanted to take the lead. So I wanted to thank Ana for talking about that. Councilman Collazo, this is a question for you. Dulce Matamoros, what about the elderly that are being depressed, being at home and all that? Talk to us about that.
Thank you, Dulce, and that's a great question. We've been addressing that proactively from day one. One of the services that we've been reaching out to is actually wellness checks. And we have a provider and a group of volunteers that have been doing ongoing wellness checks. If you have a referral of someone who wants to get placed on that list to get ongoing wellness checks because they're a senior or there's someone at risk, please reach out to the mayor, any of the council members, the manager, and send us those names. Those names are being added. They're being sent to licensed clinicians, which are then doing the outreach calls. And many times those calls are the only link between getting services in place. And I can tell you right now, we've made a great impact in that program, and I've already put in a lot of services in place to get those people help. Dulce Matamora preguntó qué servicio estamos haciendo para las personas en la tercera edad que están sufriendo de depresión y de ansiedad en la casa. Nosotros ahora proactivamente tenemos un programa que está solicitando llamadas proactivas de prevención para estar seguro que las personas en las casas están saludables y tienen todos los recursos necesarios. Si usted tiene un referido para ese programa, por favor, haz la solicitud, mándaselo al alcalde, a uno de los concejales o la administración del pueblo para agregársela a esa lista y estar seguro que esas personas están recibiendo esas llamadas. Buena pregunta, Dulce.
Gracias, partnering up with our community to do that, so it's for everybody. La distribución de comida este viernes y próximo viernes son para todo el mundo de la parte noroeste de este condado, que todo el mundo puede venir y trabajar juntos. Councilman Collazo, I see there's a comment here for you in regards to mental health. Christian y Romel, Christian and Romel, we appreciate you talking about mental health. If you can share about Meraki Wellness Healing, they're licensed mental health counselors, providing free telehealth also, and they're bilingual. So I know they wanted to make a connection with you to work on this.
We're going to have a dedicated segment every week. One different mental health provider will come out and they'll have the opportunity to share their different services and how they're coordinating outreach and services into the town. We'll be more than happy to reach back around and talk to you then. So thank you for reaching out through the Facebook Live.
Councilman Collazo, Jenny Olsen is talking about how folks are staying home, being happy, how to stay happy, to just encouraging people. So talking about that encouragement that people need, right? That you're talking about anxiety and the fear. So if you could talk about that, I see Jenny talking about that in Spanish. Está hablando de su español, giving a statement, encouraging folks. So if you want.
Yes, definitely. The one thing that we have is hope. And we know that as we go through this crisis, we have each other in the community. This is not the time to give up hope. It's a time not to panic, but really right now is the time to be there for one another. We've heard about people getting hopeless and desperate, and we want you guys to have all the resources out there. There's healthy ways of coping with stress, and there's unhealthy ways of coping with stress. And we want to make sure that we're highlighting both, that positive and making sure that there's resources out there for the people that are not having the same experience with the stressors. Queremos darle los recursos a todas las personas posibles cómo lidiar con estos incidentes de ansiedad y de preocupación. Y queremos también reconocer que hay maneras positivas, ¿no?, que uno puede lidiar con estos problemas. En particularmente, yo veo en las calles mucha gente haciendo ejercicios, mucha gente ahora aprovechando de este tiempo para desahogarse, y eso es necesario. Muy importante es el desahogo del ser humano para poder lidiar con las situaciones que tenemos. Entonces, nosotros hemos comprometido que por lo menos una vez a la semana vamos a estar aquí presentes, no solamente enfocando en las estadísticas, en todo lo que está pasando en este pueblo, pero por lo menos dándole la oportunidad de enfocarse en la salud mental.
Thank you, Councilman Collazo. Alice Cruz Acebo, are you working with Hialeah Gardens on any programs? So shout out to Mayor Cid de la Cruz and the entire team of Hialeah Gardens. They were actually worked with us at the beginning. They gave us our first set of masks. They donated to our town. They donated the first set of meals that we delivered to seniors. So yeah, they have a very robust program in the city of Hialeah Gardens. I encourage you to call Mayor de la Cruz. He's doing a great job over there. He's a great friend of ours and somebody who works hand in hand. So en la ciudad de Hialeah Gardens estamos trabajando con el alcalde de la Cruz, que lo está ayudando aquí en nuestra ciudad. Él era el que nos dio la primera donación de máscara para nuestra comunidad y las primeras donaciones de comida para nuestros residentes aquí en esta comunidad. So, definitivamente, si hay cualquier cosa necesitan en la ciudad de Hialeah Gardens, llama al alcalde José de la Cruz. ¿Cuántos residentes, señor administrador, Lisbeth Vázquez is asking, cuántos residentes de Miami Lakes con COVID-19 se han curado ya?
Bueno, solamente hemos tenido 37 y no sé más datos que eso. No sabemos si esos casos son casos graves, si son casos ligeros, si son gente mayor, si son gente joven, si tuvieron que estar hospitalizados o si se mantuvieron en su casa. Desafortunadamente no tenemos esa información, solamente el Estado nos da el número de personas que ha sido confirmado positivo en la ciudad de Miami Lakes.
Manuel Diego is asking, is it okay to go biking and walking in our neighborhood as long as you keep social distancing?
Yes, absolutely. And it goes to what Councilmember Collazo was saying a little while ago. It's a great way of getting out of the house, getting your mind right, get rid of that cabin fever. So it's a great way of getting out, breathing fresh air. And so, yeah, as long as you maintain social distancing, I know it's difficult to wear the mask if you're going to run, but if you're going to walk, a nice leisurely walk, it's important to keep a mask on. But then when you're going to cross paths with people on the street or on the path, make sure that you maintain your social distancing.
Maritza Chavez is asking, I just connected and missed the info for the food distribution tomorrow. Maritza, tomorrow it's on Friday. From 10 a.m. to noon at Royal Oaks Park. From 10 a.m. to noon at Royal Oaks Park here in the town of Miami Lakes. There will be another one the next Friday, also at Royal Oaks Park. We'll be sharing that information. El viernes va a ser la distribución de alimentos en el parque de Royal Oaks aquí en nuestra comunidad. Priscilla Carrillo is asking, are there any new cases in our community?
Yeah, yesterday the number that we had from the state of Florida was 35. So from yesterday to today, it increased by 2. So there were 2 additional cases that came out in the report that the state issued this morning.
So hay 2 casos nuevos en nuestra comunidad desde ayer y eso es algo que estamos siguiendo, monitoreando aquí en nuestra comunidad.
Sí, eso es un promedio normal. That's a normal increase. 1 to 2 a day is what we've been seeing. We've had some aberrations that we've had 3 or 4 in a day, but then we've had stretches where we'll go a day or 2 without any increases. So on average, we've seen 1 to 2 from one day to the next, and so we're right on par.
So Miami Lakers, submit your questions. We'll give it another 30 seconds. I know Councilman Collazo had some closing remarks, and I think he wanted to introduce Ana Andrade that wanted to help start off. I know she wanted to say hi real quick.
Anna, you started this, so here you go.
Well, thank you, Mr. Mayor. Thank you, Councilman Luis Collazo and Mr. Town Manager for the opportunity. Manny, for listening to my suggestion yesterday. I reached out to the mayor because a good friend of mine was going through a mental health issue, a caregiver to her family. Her husband was tested positive for coronavirus. He was in the hospital. Thank God that he was released from the hospital Sunday night and he's at home recovering. But her children now are tested positive. And thankfully and thank God that she tested negative. So it just dawned on me to give her a call. And she just sent me a text that broke my heart. And I immediately persisted on her to give me a call to the point that I went to her residence with flowers. I kept my distance, and now she is in good spirit. And all it takes is that if you haven't reached out to your friends, to your family, to colleagues, to people that you know, it's the time to do so. Even if you call, follow up with the text, even if they tell you I don't want to talk about it, persist, because we are social beings. We need social interactions, and some of us deal with stress differently than others. Children especially don't understand, so as adults we need to be able to cope with the stress, to be able to relay the message and keep the children calm. And also the elderly, a lot of them are also alone, and we need to reach out to those as well, even if it's your neighbor. So I thank Manny for listening to my suggestion to bring this issue once a week. We all deal with stress differently. For Councilman Collazo is going to feature and bring different experts on the subject, and it's just keep in contact. Give a call if they don't want to talk. Even if they're going on Facebook and saying, I'm not doing well, I think I want to commit suicide, it's the time to reach out to everyone we know, to let them know that they're not alone. on this, and we are going to come out of this stronger than ever as a community here in Miami Lakes, as a nation, and this is something that is globally. It's not only in the town. We are all, as humanity, are facing a new world right now, and it's now relearning a new way of living. So thank you to the town of Miami Lakes for accepting the suggestion, and keep on tuning in for this topic and the other information that are so important to the town. So thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Anna. We really appreciate it. And, I'll hand it over. I'll have some other remarks, but I'll hand it over to Councilman Collazo. And one thing he always talked about, I remember a while back, Councilman Collazo always said this, we got to break through the stigma to start the discussion. And that's why it's so important. I know you've always said it, there's always a stigma that folks don't want to talk about mental health. Folks don't want to talk about that, but I mean, you've been successful in breaking through that and starting that discussion, having that vigorous discussion here in our community.
Thank you, Mayor, and thank you for the opportunity. And yes, it's a very timely topic, and I'm glad that we're talking about it. So I just look forward to being a small part of the conversation and making sure that this is our focus at least once a week, making sure that we're here. And like Anna said, elderly, children, all the populations, the special needs population, we all need positive ways of coping with the stress, and that's our commitment to you. So thank you, Mayor. Gracias. Miami Lakers, vamos a estar hablando de la salud mental por lo menos una vez a la semana, y vamos a estar aquí para apoyo para la comunidad entera, y eso va a ser el enfoque de nosotros echando para adelante. Muchas gracias.
Thank you, Councilman Collazo, for that commitment going forward. Maria Elena Casabella Orchiles, she's asking, does the distribution at Royal Oaks Park take the place of the home deliveries? No, it does not. Is an enhancement to that. The seniors that are on the list for grocery deliveries will still receive those groceries on Friday. This is it extra for those folks that can leave their homes. I know that they had certain rules that you can't roll your windows down or anything, just have your trunk open and they'll drop off the food back there. But the seniors in our community will continue to get the deliveries on Friday. So Miami Lakers, I don't see any other questions, but I saw John had talked about how folks throw away the gloves and masks. I can tell you, people have been doing, I think, a little bit of better job since the town's been talking about it and brought it to light. Because I know the first couple of weeks you had folks throw stuff out on the street.
Yes, we spoke about this last week when we had our police commander, Major Ruiz, with us. And he had a great idea, and actually we floated the idea to the supermarkets here in town is for them to give anybody that they see with gloves on at the checkout to give them an extra plastic bag and remind them, say, here, you can put your gloves in here and throw them out. And so give them an empty plastic bag, and hopefully that's happening. We'll touch base with the supermarkets and make sure that they do.
So, Councilman Collazo, we have a great question for you. Kristen Trujillo, the clinicians that will be available, are they able to talk with people who are uninsured as well?
So, as of now, the clinician that's going to be talking tomorrow is accepting all clients at this time, and she's making this service available to the community. We will make sure that we will do everything possible to make sure that we have resources out there, whether you are insured or non-insured. If you're uninsured, there is a community mental health system in South Florida that's very robust. It's called Thriving Minds. You can go to www.thrivingminds.org, and you have all of your community mental health providers that are making themselves available through telehealth means. So you have a crisis, you can talk to them. I've also heard the University of Miami Health System is another local provider that's offering telehealth services. So yes, this is a crisis that doesn't judge people on income or means. So there are resources available for all types of people, even the uninsured, and we'll make sure that we make that distinction as people come online and offer these services, so we can make sure that you're getting services. If you yourself need services, please send me a private message. I'll be more than happy to share you the links through Thriving Minds in South Florida and make sure that you have any services that you need.
Gonzalo Collazo, va a darte la pregunta en español para las personas que están mirando en español. Si alguien que no tiene seguro de salud y tiene que hablar con una persona que vamos a traer aquí a los Facebook Live sobre la salud mental y no tienen seguro, ¿lo van a tratar?
Sí, hay un sistema de proveedores de salud mental en el sur de la Florida que se administra a través del programa Thriving Minds, www.thrivingminds.org. Y aquí, para esta área, el proveedor principal de la salud mental para las personas que no tienen seguro es Citrus Health. Citrus Health ahora mismo tiene un programa de telemedicina que puede ver las personas, y vamos a ser una de las personas que vamos a invitar aquí a este programa para que ustedes vean los servicios y los recursos que ellos tienen para ayudar a las personas que no tienen seguro y necesitan los beneficios de salud mental. Aparte de eso, hay muchos proveedores que ahora en este tiempo de crisis también están ofreciendo estos servicios gratuitos. Entonces, si no tienes el seguro, de todas maneras van a ofrecer ese servicio, y voy a estar seguro cuando los presentamos aquí en este programa que distinguen si están ofreciendo ese servicio gratis o si necesita seguro.
Thank you, Councilman Collazo. Swani Perez Malo was asking, is there somewhere in Miami Lakes to get tested for COVID-19? And Mr. Manager, on top of that question, if you can answer the question, is our fire department doing home testing for seniors here in Miami Lakes?
There aren't any testing sites here inside the town of Miami Lakes. The closest sites are Amelia Earhart Park in Hialeah and Hard Rock Stadium, where the Dolphins play football. There is the opportunity for people who are elderly or disabled who can't get out of their house. If you go to our website, the information should be there. But if not, you could email me and I'll get you the information. The Miami-Dade Fire Rescue Department is going to people's homes who are unable to leave their house to do in-home testing for the COVID-19. So if you find my email address on our website, you can find it. It's Pidermann E. So it's my last name and my first initial at miamilakes-fl.gov. You email me and I'll get you the information. But they're doing it only for those people who are elderly and disabled and unable to leave their homes.
All right, Miami Lakers, so I don't see any other questions. Thank you guys for tuning in. Know that today, thanks to Councilman Collazo, our resident Ana Andrade, different folks in our community, is the beginning of a vigorous discussion on mental health. We are here for you. Give us a call. If you need us, 305-364-6100, 305-364-6100. Be safe and know that from our council members, our staff, our volunteers, we are here for you, and together we will get through this. Take care, Miami Lakers.